Let it go. Let it go. No, we're not talking about that movie Frozen, which I sometimes think did a disservice to this. But I'm talking about not being offended. And sometimes we can be really touchy at anything people say, or they just say something slightly negative and we can take it really personally. I had dinner at a friend's house this week. New friends. I've never been to their house before, but we've met through our teenage children. And they have a much younger son. And he had been telling riddles. And he had been telling riddles in such a way that he was making the people around the table feel like they were a bit stupid because he knew the answers and they didn't know the answers. In any event, somebody made an inane joke. He said, oh, I read this next one in a book. And somebody said, oh, you read a book, did you? And he spent the next hour crying because he was offended. He could have continued with the party. He could have continued enjoying everybody's company, but instead he chose to be offended. And that comment was not made in any way to be offensive. It was made in the spirit of the evening. It was made in the spirit of the jokes that were flying. He had been teasing other people. And so it was almost done in an affectionate way, I suppose you could say. But he chose to be offended. And so I wonder how many of us sometimes get offended. A car pulls in front of us. Oh, I'm an idiot. We're offended immediately. We're feeling bad. We're feeling horrible. A client cancels an order. Oh no, what have they done? You take it personally. I remember one of my children, I won't say which one, when they were about 3 years old, there was a rainstorm, and between the car and the house, we all got soaking wet. And I remember him saying, oh, now you know who it is, which kid it is. Anyway, I remember him saying, why is it raining on me? And he was burst into tears, and again he was offended. He couldn't shake it off. He couldn't see, you know what? Bad stuff happens. Bad stuff happens all the time. It wasn't raining on him particularly. It was just raining. That guy that cut in front of you in the traffic, maybe he didn't see you. Maybe he's in a hurry. Maybe he's late for a doctor's appointment. Who cares? Who actually cares? Why are we spending so much of our emotional energy being offended? And I know it's difficult when people say things that deeply hurt, but honestly, you're not doing yourself any favors. So let it go. And one lady that I used to listen to on TV years ago, she used to say, shake it off, shake it off. And she would actually, when somebody upset her, she would actually shake her hands and go, shake it off, shake it off. It's not worth your energy. It's not worth the downside of the emotions. Maybe think something nice of them. Maybe send them loving thoughts. Hope that their day gets better if they've been grumpy to you. And if you need to, take a deep breath. Now, I'm not saying forget when somebody has done something incredibly abusive. I'm not saying that at all. But I'm saying the more we can let things go, the better it's going to be for our own emotional health. And I know I was physically attacked a few years ago. I was physically attacked, and I didn't know if I was going to be killed, to be honest. In the end, I wasn't not that badly injured, but the person was incredibly violent. And if my husband hadn't come along when he did, I don't know how that would have ended up. And for me, that has been one of the things that has been very difficult to let go. But I don't want that attack to keep happening in my mind. I don't want that to keep happening. I don't want it to be holding me back. And so I hardly ever think about it now. You know, I'm just sorry for a person that lives with that kind of anger and violence in their heart. But every now and then it comes up in me, and, my kids saw what happened. It deeply affected them. And that's hard to let go. But you know what? I would much rather focus my energy and my love and my emotion in something healthy. So it's not that I'm suppressing that. I'm just saying, I'm letting it go. What you did was absolutely wrong. Absolutely. But I'm letting it go. It is no longer going to have a hold on me. And in a way, that incident is a useful example to me, because then when somebody does something else that's really pretty trivial and minor in comparison, it's easier to let go. And the more we practice letting go, the easier it becomes. It's like anything. It's like going to the gym. If you only go once a month, you're going to just about die. If you go every day, it's easier. So practice when you feel those little offenses happening, when you feel yourself getting aggravated, let it go. It's the best thing for you. And that is how you can always shine bright in your life. I'm sharing with you the power words that I use in my life to be brave and bountiful. My name is Catherine Warburton, and I am the Legal Lioness.